All right. Good morning, everybody. It's day, I want to say day 7 of 49 days of CVC, and it's been quite an experience. It's been good catching up with the staff of week 1. We'll have a couple more videos of staff of week 1 coming up, maybe today and tomorrow as well. But today we're lucky. We got Mr. Jack Lipsey. He is a wonderful brother in Christ, and I've gotten to know him over the last, I think, 8 years working at week 1. And yes, we have tortured him some, and he's quite a character, and it's always a joy to hang out with him and sit around and talk. And he's got a big old smile, a big old heart, and he loves Carolina Bible Camp. But most importantly, he loves teaching these kids about Carolina Bible Camp. And it's such an honor to spend a few minutes with you, Jack. And,
well, thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Well, good deal. I know that we've tried to get your wife to come. Maybe this will guilt her into coming and working a week now. Miss Lindsay, we love you.
Well, and you know this as well as anybody else. The whole teaching thing always seems to get in the way.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. The school either ends during week 1, or they're cleaning their classrooms out during week 1, and so it's always an experience. So I guess the first question I've been asking everybody is kind of what's it feel like not to be going to week 1 right now? I mean, you're right there beside it working at Jericho, but
yeah, it has been kind of it's definitely been one of those things that's been missed, especially when you just get in that routine of your year of doing it. And of course, I only do 1 week a year mostly. So I know that it's probably a whole lot worse for those who do multiple weeks. But it was honestly one of those things that because of everything going on, and I hate that this was the case, that the start of camp has just been clouded by so much that when Kurt got in touch with me, I said, "Oh yeah." So it was kind of like that somber feeling of looking over. And one of the things that I haven't seen very often, and I know that it's because of different circumstances, but driving by or pulling up to the church building and then seeing the gate locked is just something that doesn't quite sit well with you. So I certainly miss seeing everybody, and I hate not being a part of it this year.
It's something down deep in your gut that you're just kind of like, man, what happened?
Yeah.
Who would have thought, back in January, February, that we'd be right here.
Yeah, nobody was thinking that.
No. I mean, the light, you preaching at Jericho, I know that's been a tough thing. You had to learn a whole new thing of the live broadcast and everything. So,
well, that's the joy of technology, when it works, especially for things like this, that even though we can't be there one with another, we can certainly still reach out. It's kind of that whole thing of people say, well, I haven't heard from you in a while. And of course, that might be my fault. It's like, well, you have a telephone too.
Yeah, you can call me.
So it works both ways. So yeah, we have things like this that can still keep us connected.
That is, it's, who would have thought 10 years ago we probably wouldn't be able to do this. I mean, the technology was there, but the cost would have been astronomical.
Oh, well, and this is completely off topic, well, but not really. That the fact that cell phone or smartphones were only brought into the picture 13 years ago.
That's hard to believe. We're
I
so
know.
dependent,
I know, and that's almost the max age of people coming to week 1 or kids coming to week 1.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, wow. That's putting into perspective right there.
I know.
Well, let me ask you a few more questions here. So, these are just general questions I've been asking everybody. It's just kind of information about what they know about camp and everything. So the first question is, how old were you when you started attending Carolina Bible Camp?
I believe I was 27 years old when I first came to Carolina Bible Camp.
And you're only 28 now, right?
Yeah, going back in time,
Yes.
just a little bit. But yeah, I was 27, so I got started a little bit later than quite a few other people.
Now, how many summers was it you said that you've been working in Carolina Bible Camp now?
Well, I moved to the area in 2011, and I think I officially started coming to week 1 in 2012.
All right.
So about 8 years ago.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So you learned the whole jump in and take hold of everything and run with
That,
it.
but that's the thing. I remember the first summer that I came. I wasn't doing what I'm doing now. I was just kind of, you jump in and you just help out with whatever it is, whatever you're assigned to. That's just what you do. So I remember it was kind of that combination of, wow, this is a lot of work. Just you finish with one thing, you're immediately having to go to another, and that's just, of course, the adults working behind the scenes. But then, and Lindsay can tell you this, but then I remember, especially that first and second year, I remember, but I haven't had more fun in my life, and it's, the work is just all worth it.
Oh yeah, and I think I was thinking about this the other day. I was thinking about, as we're running around doing things, and the games are going on for week one and stuff like that. I was thinking about the Bible Bowl that you do every summer or every week one, and I remember hearing you over the speaker system at the shelter as we're doing other things, and those little things you miss.
Yeah.
And the kids love that stuff. They love the Bible Bowl.
And that's what makes it all worth it, is to see the excitement of the things that they love doing, and you say, well, if we didn't do what we had to do, they wouldn't get to do this, and
right.
So that's just what makes it worth it.
Well, what talking about those things, well, what is it that keeps you coming back each year?
I've and I mean, just full disclosure, Andy sent me these questions beforehand just to go over them. I mean, he said it's the same questions he's asking everybody, so let's be honest about that. But I saw this question, and I thought about it, and I said, you know what, this one is really easy. I'm the one that brings me back every year.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Explain.
I mean, physically, I'm the one.
Physically, okay. There's got to be a bit deeper meaning to it, Jack.
No. I mean, it's simple. I'm the one who drives me to camp every year, so I'm the one who brings me back.
I had to expect that from you. All.
No, it's like I said, the first 2 years, especially when I was getting to know everybody, building those relationships. It's the people, because the kids, there are a lot of kids that I don't know. There are only some kids that I get to know throughout the week. Wow. So for me, and it's not that I don't enjoy being around the kids. For me, it's the peers that I'm working with. It's those that I've been so close with that I'm able to spend time with outside of camp, that I'm able to keep those connections with, because I mean, let's just say the kids, we know the kids, we watch them grow up, but then the kids are here for a short period of time, and then it's a new set of kids that you have to get to know. And a lot of them already know them, but for me, it's coming and being with that group of people that I work with. Like that is just, that is just such a good feeling. And of course, but I do remember a couple of years, getting to know some of the kids, and then even just coming back the next year and not even recognizing them.
Yes.
So that's sometimes not a good feeling.
Yeah. They're like, "Don't you know my name, Mr. Andy?" I'm like,
Well, and the fact that they've grown up in that year so much that you don't recognize them, and so they're like, "Who? I know who you are, but I don't know who you are." It's surreal. But yeah, the workers, the people I spend time with behind the scenes, keep me coming back too.
Good deal. So if you had a favorite memory to share, what would that memory be?
I mean, there are a lot, and I think that I think that most people you interview would probably agree with me on this, that anything having to do with Paul Nelson.
Oh yeah.
Are just things that stick with you, and the extensive therapy you have to go through after camp is over because of what you've been exposed to by him. But anything that Paul does, Paul keeps you laughing, Paul keeps a smile on your face. So he definitely is one of those, not the only one of those that keeps camp memorable.
Well, yeah, I could attest to that, especially during lunch and dinner and breakfast.
Yes.
As we're sitting around that table, we're already cutting up, and then he walks up. And he goes to
Yeah.
a whole new level, right?
Oh, and I thought that I could make things awkward. He, yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. All right. What would you say to a kid if this was his first time coming to Carolina Bible Camp?
You know, I didn't grow up going to any. I didn't grow up going to church. I didn't grow up going to any sort of summer camp. But just as I said, the reason that I keep coming back is, well, because of the role that I play, but also because of my peers. Any kid that's thinking about coming to Carolina Bible Camp, um, I would say, just as I think that we should do some things, you need to at least try it once. And here are, if you just give it a fair shot, here's what you're going to find. You're going to find a group of your peers that are going to welcome you, that are going to love you, that are going to treat you just like they treat everybody else. And I would be surprised and shocked if you give Carolina Bible Camp a shot and you don't love it, and at least don't want to come back. And whether you're able to or not, I mean, there's 7 weeks, so you should be able to at least some point. But if you don't want to come back, I would be surprised. But I would say just give it a shot, and I think that you're going to love it. You're going to develop relationships and friendships with people you never thought you would, and that's just the special nature of the place.
Yeah, you look at like Melissa, she started going when she was 8 or 9 years old, and those friends that she made at Carolina Bible Camp are still her good friends today.
Yeah.
It's a lifelong relationship. All right, this last question here is probably going to put you on the spot. Could you name one staff member or person from CBC or camper that's made an impression on you that'll last throughout your life?
See, I haven't watched all of the other interviews, so I don't know how other people have answered this honestly. But it's only because you've asked me to choose one. If because I developed a unique relationship with him before camp, and because he was the one who got me coming to camp, I mean, it would have to be Kirk. When I first moved to the area, he was one of the first local ministers that I met. So my relationship with him started outside of camp. He was the one who invited me to it to work his week. He was the catalyst for me essentially meeting a lot of other people when I did in my time here in North Carolina. And so just the passion that he has is infectious. He is excited about things that you should be excited about. He is sorrowful about things that you should be sorrowful about. So getting to know Kirk over these past these past 9 years, because I've known him a year before I started coming, has just been tremendous. He's someone that I can call. He's someone I can talk to, and just to see his interaction with the kids and the way he cares about them. He's probably had the most impact on me within camp and without camp.
Well, if you think about, I think he's going on 30 plus years being a director of Wk1.
I always remind him of that as long as he has been there at camp is as long as I have been born.
All right. That's just a few years. But to see the enthusiasm he brings back every year is just encouraging. We're lucky to have him dedicated to Wk1 like he's been for these past 30 plus years. And it's just good. It's good to have him.
Yeah, absolutely.
So to leave a final word of wisdom to the campers, if you wanted just to say something to them about, missing out on this year and looking forward to seeing them next year, what would you say to them?
One of the things that I am passionate about, and I maybe it was recognized, and that's why I play the role that I do. I'm the education director for Wk1, so and this is just one of my passions, regardless of me playing that role. One of the things I'm passionate about is is learning is learning the Bible. I mean, plain and simple. I want to. My role is not only the education director, but as a minister and just as a Christian, is to not only teach people the Bible who haven't heard it before, but to also teach people the Bible who have heard it their entire life. Because it's just one of those timeless things. So that is one thing that I miss about this year, is not being able to get that teaching of the Bible out there. So my encouragement to those kids is spend time reading the Bible, spend time talking about it. Make sure that you take advantage of whatever your congregation is offering in terms of Bible classes or worship or things that take advantage of those things. Because we can have fun all week long. We can play a lot of fun games. We can spend a lot of time with people, but ultimately our relationship with God is what matters the most. And it's what makes those relationships so special. So make sure that you're still cultivating that relationship with God, spending time with Him in prayer, spending time in His Word, and talking about it and building those relationships through Jesus.
Wow. That's so evident in the work that you do as far as the education stuff at camp. I know that you bring a lot of passion in Wk1 with all the efforts and everything you make, and the staff that you get to teach the classes. You've got a tremendous group of people that love to teach the gospel, and they find neat ways to share the gospel with those kids. And I just thank you for all the effort that you've given over these past 8+ years that you've been involved.
Well, that you just hit the nail on the head, that I couldn't do my portion of it without them doing theirs. And we've had a lot of static teachers throughout the years, those who have been coming back. There have been some new ones who have come in that I've had to get to know, but yeah, they do a tremendous job. So it's a group effort. It's certainly not me, it's all of us.
Well, we wanted to finish out the week with Wk1 with you talking about the education and everything that you bring to it. And brother, we just thank you for your work and your dedication to Carolina Bible Camp, and to the kids. Most importantly, your desire for them to know Christ it's evident in what you do at camp, and it's evident in what you do at Jericho. We wish you many years of prosperity doing God's word and sharing it with these kids and stuff like that. And brother, I appreciate you. The times we can talk and just joke around, that it's very meaningful. It's fun.
Yeah, we can just leave it at that.
We'll leave it at that. Well, brother, I appreciate your time this morning, and look for this. This will be coming up here in a couple of days, and get your wife to watch it. Tell her that I'm coming after her. She's going to be working one of these weeks. Love you guys.
Absolutely. And thank you for the opportunity.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You take care of yourself, all right?
All right.